Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Just a gentle reminder for those that would love to get chosen potentially to join the Pokemon Worlds 2026. The interest list is up. You don't have to be rushing it. You still have until April 23rd, I believe, to sign up. They actually made it much better this year. As you sign up with the email address, they're gonna make sure you enter at that point your name for the pass already for the badge at that point. If you were chosen, that would be printed. This is a much tighter process than last year. So last year, for example, if you win the lottery, then they ask you the name. This year, before you even get into the lottery process, they make sure you lock down the name before that. That is a much tighter process to avoid scalpers from selling the thing to other people. So I do look forward for this year. I don't know if I get chosen or not, but if I were, I don't even know if I were going, and I'm gonna go with that on the part two of this video. But basically, if you were considering going, you might want to start the ball rolling for the interest list, and hopefully with the tighter process, more people that are real fans can actually join this year. You don't have the crazy scalping situation like last year. I mean, it's not that crazy last year, but you can tell there are scalpers there because there's like a whole night market of the nice way would be putting it as a trading activity, but the bad way of putting it is there's a lobby of scalpers in, I believe it was the Hilton Hotel or something, that people trying to put all the goods in Anaheim. I think it was Hilton, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to like basically sell their merch at scalper price right there at the lobby before they close it down, kind of. I don't know how they close it down, but that's the rumors I've heard posted last year. So hopefully they will make it much better this year. So that was the good news. But then I have a bad news, and it was actually on the news. If you're in California, like me, you probably could see it on the local news. It's specifically about the Tenderloin situation. So good news is for those in the Tenderloin location area, they actually see an improvement of encampment situation because the city has been trying very hard to solve that problem. I don't know if the way they solve it is right, but they try to solve it so that the local business and residents are not suffering in that sense. I use the word suffering very loosely, but that's what the local claimed. But the way how they solve it is basically removing their personal like tent and stuff so that they basically don't have a shelter in place for use, and they just basically move them, and for lack of a better way of saying it, is hurting them. So they did move out to the Tenderloin location, but with the most recent news, I'll put a link in the description if I can find it. Sorry, I'm gonna blank all this screen right now. But if I can find the map, the news recording about a business that is being impacted, I'll put it this way, indicated they have moved away from Tenderloin area to Soma area, which is basically the immediate area where the convention takes place, which is Moscone Center. That's part of Soma. So like you can see Soma apartments, for example. This area is called Soma, and this is Moscone Center where the convention, one of the one, I shouldn't call it convention, but one of the location where it takes place, because it actually takes place is Moscone Center, and I believe the tournament is taking place in Chase Center, which is like elsewhere. Anywho, but you can take the train to go there. I talked about it before, so I'm not gonna go into details. But the main event, like not the main, because the tournament is gonna be Chase, but like the rest, I'm assuming is in the Moscow Center, and I'm making an assumption here, which is in Soma, and they're saying they're basically hurting the encampments from Tenderloin to Soma, and where you see that little location red dot is basically the business being interviewed for that news, which is like right there. So they were saying to the south of the Moscow Center area, that's where the encampment or the homeless people kind of like roaming around that area. They might be in a corner of the street and elsewhere, but they didn't set up tents per se because their tents got confiscated and they could kind of get it back probably, but usually they don't. But basically the just for perspective, they're moving basically from this left area. Tenderloin is like here-ish, like up here ish area where Jung Street is. They're moving to closer to where the convention, I mean the events will take place. So that was not good news for probably Pokemon as well as to fans that's going there, because some of the hotels I believe is in this area that they have in the hotel link. Like you don't have to pick those hotels, but a lot of the hotel if you're thinking of being near the because that would make sense, right? If you want to be near that Moscow Center area, a lot of the hotels is actually in that area. Like you can see the proxy from that store to the Moscow Center is pretty close. This is downtown. We're talking about 1 block radius. So hopefully the city is gonna do more to help with the situation for those that are considering rent, like like booking the hotels. Like don't fright, because you can always cancel it like before if anything. But I'm just trying to explain the situation for those that are not in California. I'll put the news article on the description box. You can go ahead and go for the news article. If you look at the article, not an article actually, it was a video, but it was kind of it was showing the block of AMC. I believe the AMC is it's like here-ish, like somewhere here-ish. Let me see if I can find it. But basically, it's the same area. So the AMC is where maybe I'll look for it. There's a drive-in, Mel's Drive-In. That's where the AMC is. I believe it's the Mission Street. So the mission, like, it's right here. If you're curious where the news is actually like angling, it's right here. Again, it's right where the Moscow Center is. So yeah, so be aware of it. Well, on the bright side, if you are there, there's a children's recreative museum there as well, so you can bring your kids there as well. Well, of course, you probably want to spend as much time as possible for the event, but I'm just saying there's a museum there. There's a carousel and and stuff there as well. And yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna go too much on the area, but like the Mouse Drive-In actually opened really late, so for those that are staying late, that's actually a restaurant. But if they were saying they're in that area, you might want to think about it. So, but it's so close. If that was true, which is on actually a news channel, yeah, they're getting closer. Hopefully, like Pokemon is gonna do something about it, or the city is gonna do something about it, because it doesn't make sense to herd people from one area to another area and cause this area. This area did not have an uncommon problem until now. Then it increased to 147%. I remember this specific number. I was like, 147%. That's more than like 100% is like double, right? And then 150%, like 47. That's all close to 150. So what is the city doing to move people from one area to another? That doesn't seem like a good solution. Yeah, so anyway, long video. Hope you guys enjoy today's content. And yeah, make sure you sign up for the thing if you're interested. Make sure you don't miss the date, because once you miss the date, ouch. Anyway, until next time, have a good one, guys. Bye.